What's up guys, my name is Cheesy, and in today's quick video I just wanted to give you 10 tips to rank up fast in World of Tanks ranked games. As you already know, a new ranked season is about to start, so I'm really hyped for that, so I decided to make a quick video. Some of you may already learned some tips from other YouTubers, but in this video there is some tips I believe are like totally unmentioned and underrated, so stay tuned and let's begin. So first of all guys, let's go over some typical tips that everybody should know when it comes to playing ranked games. So tip number one is try to survive. Now let's keep it short and simple. The longer you survived in the ranked game, the more damage or spotting or get an assist you can do, and it just leads straight on to a higher chance of you getting in top 10. Tip number two, camp. Yes guys, so this is really obvious, it's following on from surviving. The best way to survive is camp or play second line, support your team, and fire from long range, try to get that damage in. Tip number three, shoot gold ammo. Now guys, ranked games are very different to normal games. Here you have like a lot of unicorns, a lot of players who are playing safe. You're going to see a lot of strong turrets popping out and nothing else, so you won't be able to see, you'll be able to see a lot less weak spots, a lot less cardboard tanks like prototype, like leopard prototype, etc. So shoot gold ammo guys. Tip number four, shoot HE. Now guys, I don't mean shoot HE in your typical situations like decap or finish an enemy. I mean ranked games, once again, they're very different to regular battles. They last a lot longer typically, and you're gonna, once again, you're gonna have a lot more strong turrets. Tanks like Super Conqueror, you're gonna be facing a lot of their turrets. So rather than, you know, shooting and getting no pen and no XP, you should have at least 10 HE shells with you. It doesn't matter what tank you are, but what this does, it guarantees you to get a little bit of XP. You know, if you've done like 1,000 damage, and then if you shoot a couple of HE shells just into the enemy turrets, this might just be the difference between you coming 11th and 10th and getting a chevron and progressing to the next rank. So really important guys, carry a lot of HE shells and use them. Tip number five, use gold consumables. Now guys, this is one of the most obvious tips once again. Don't hate me for this, like shooting gold ammo and using consumables is one thing in random battles, but you come into ranked games where pretty much every other enemy is going to be try-harding. Like, so just to match that and just to give yourself a little bit more view range, a little bit more DPM, this again might mean the difference between you coming 11 or 12 and, you know, making it to top 10 and progress to the next level. Like, these games add up, especially if you want to go all the way to level 15 and get into Gold League, etc. Definitely use gold consumables, guys. Tip number six, spot. Now, guys, maybe you have perfect tanks for spotting, like light tanks, or you have mostly mediums in your garage, but when people look at ranked games, everybody sort of focuses on damage. And so a lot of your teammates carry premium consumables, HE shells, and if you don't want to do that, especially if you don't want to do that, waste a lot of money on gold ammo, etc. Guys, use that to your advantage and spot the enemies. Again, a lot of people forget that what gets you to top 10 by XP or top 3 even is just experience in general. Like, a lot of people forget, like they focus on damage too much and actually forget that spotting is a really viable option in this mode. Tip number seven, tracking enemies. Now, this might sound obvious at first, but it's particularly good with some tanks and some setups. For example, if you see an enemy type 5 heavy and you're playing a medium tank like Object 140 or T62A, if you think your allies can do some damage to that tank once this rolls out or if it's exposed, and you have a choice, you can either deal 320 damage to him with your shitty alpha, or you can track the tank. And maybe your team does some more damage to it, like 1,000 or 1,500 even, right? So instead of just getting experience for 320 alpha damage, you will get a lot more experience just by tracking. And it's a lot easier to do than penetrating some tanks. Moving on, we got tip number 8, do not play carbo tanks. Now guys, there are some exceptions like the British TDs where you can just stay far distance and shoot HE shells and still do a ton of damage. But even if you are a good player in a tank like Leopard 1, I really would not recommend it to play it in ranked games, because ranked games is on a whole other level. You're gonna be facing T62 turrets, Super Conqueror, IS-7, and when the enemy sees you, like especially if you get spotted and they wheel, it's a lot harder to stay in the control of situation in ranked games because there's other good players sort of pushing and spotting. Like you will just get, like, you will just disappear, and they'll prioritize you over everybody because most of the tanks are really well armored in ranked games. Now guys, if all I've said above sounds too complicated for you, or you've tried it before, it still didn't work, I have tip number 9, play artillery. Yes, I know it's toxic, but if you guys really care about ranking up and you don't care about, you know, being called toxic artillery player, then go ahead and play artillery. As you know, it's the likeliest class to survive till the end of the game. It does instant damage if you land your shots, so it kind of like, it has all the right tools to get in top 10 and get into top 3 even, if the game is long enough. So play artillery if you're really serious about ranking up and you've got one. And lastly guys, tip number 10, play more. That's right, now it's time to get out there, play as much as you can, especially with the new mechanic of some of the ranks. I believe it's rank 5 and 10. They have defensive shields, so it's a lot easier to rank up than in previous seasons, which just means just get out there and play more. You'll have more chances of, you have to win a lot less games to progress, so just get out there and just play as much as you can, as much as, you know, spend as much time as you can afford. So good luck guys, I hope this guide helps you. Thank you very much for watching, I'll see you next time.